Don't even think about it. 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 Don't even think about it.
Everybody, welcome to fourth season of Tags. Things Getting Sketchy. It's going to be a fun night tonight. We are doing 90s cartoons. We do have one scheduled change. Unfortunately, Bob could not make it tonight, internet issues, but we have the wonderful and lovely KC joining us. So that's her hand, and she has a list up for people in the chat room if they would like to offer suggestions on what she'd like to do. But
I am bringing up the chat now.
yeah. So, and not only do we have Casey with us, we have Carl Waller
Bringing up the chat.
and Thomas.
Hello.
And also, for our first time, we have who will be known as Del. And I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. I should have asked you before because I didn't want to butcher it.
No problem. Yeah, that was fine.
Okay.
Hi. I already started my
No worries. We often have people start early. So.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, I was like watching some clips on YouTube the other day, like Mr. Chubbikins, and I was like, okay, I gotta do that now.
Man, I was fighting my personal demons not to just do Freakazoid.
Freakazoid would have been a good one too.
Yeah, there were some other characters too.
Yeah. I introduced my 9-year-old son to Freakazoid, and our household has never been the same.
Instant regret.
Yeah, the '90s really was the best time for cartoons. Even though we were getting out of the classic Saturday morning stuff, but man, the afternoon cartoons were just so good. Animaniacs, Batman,
Oh yeah.
Tiny Toons, Johnny Bravo. Okay, the list goes. So with that, Carl, you're out. What are you drawing out of focus tonight?
I'm gonna have The Tick and Ghost in the Shell.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
The Tick in the Shell. Your
When
camera.
when did Ninja Scroll come out? Ninja Scroll.
We'll find out real quick.
1993.
Perfect.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a way.
Now we have an option here as well. Nate wants me to do the terrifying, realistic Ren and Stimpy's that scarred me. And, that's okay. I understand that Nate enjoys it when I suffer. But only in the nicest possible way.
Oh.
These are my magic nose goblins. I picked them just for you.
As long as they're not real nose goblins, I'm good. Yuck.
The Thomas, what are you doing, buddy?
I was originally going to do Swamp Thing from the cartoon that lasted like one season, but then I decided to do Godzilla, the animated one. That was towards the end of the 90s that had the horrible movie. But the cartoon was good on Fox.
Nice.
Nice.
The Godzilla with the giant chin.
That's him. Yeah.
I wasn't.
Oh, did you guys see the trailer for Godzilla -1?
I have.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Oh, is it?
It looks incredible. It looks amazing.
Have you seen the trailer for the Apple TV series?
Oh.
No, I haven't. Tell us all about it.
Which is even better because it has Godzilla and Kurt Russell in it.
What?
Yep.
What?
Is Kurt Russell
They
playing
fight each
Godzilla?
other?
Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt in the same movie.
Holy.
Can you guess how they're doing it with those two? Storytelling wise, it's pretty cool. They're playing the same character.
Is it a flashback?
Time
Oh yeah,
difference.
okay. Because they can use the de-aging stuff on your face, but a 75-year-old man moves like an older man instead of like a 20-year-old.
Yeah, we've all seen the Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
No.
It's so Wyatt's playing him in the 50s and Kurt's playing him in the 2023, whenever it is. Hey Del, hate to cramp the style, but whatever you're using sounds like you're just scraping knife on concrete.
I wish. It's just it's on canvas.
Oh, Canvas is doing it. Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. Nope, that makes more sense now. I just wasn't sure if that was like a granite tip pencil or something.
Yeah.
Are you going to do? Oh no, it's Mike Rooth isn't here, man. Are you going to do acrylics or what's the plan? I'm just curious.
Just acrylics, I think, and maybe what was it? The Posca pens. Maybe if I have
Poscas are
fine
fun.
details.
Del is a crazy artist, and if you guys
sounds like you're trying to get the
aren't
last
following
chocolate shake out of the cup.
if you guys aren't following her on Instagram, I would jump over and do that.
Thank you. I'll follow everyone too. I'm just
Hey.
scraping everything now.
Yeah, Thomas actually was the one who introduced me to Dell. He showed me her Instagram page, and I was like, "Yeah, let's get her."
Yeah,
on the
thank you
show."
so much, man.
It was the
Thank
Mr.
you.
the Mr. Gone thing sold me. The painting of Mr. Gone.
Isn't that mind blowing?
Yeah.
That was the thing that stood out to me as a kid. I was like, why am I watching this? But at the time, it just stuck. It's still in my brain up to this day. And I was like, okay, I have to get this out of my system.
Was there anything so weird and like compelling as waking up in the middle of the night when you'd fallen asleep on the couch with like MTV on, and it's some kind of trippy animation like that or Eon Flux?
Oh yeah, they had some awesome animation back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
They had Liquid Television, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, Liquid Television. Holy cow.
I like the Bill Plimpton cartoon.
We're supposed to evoke the nostalgia in other people, you guys. You cannot paralyze me with all of these things that I loved, please.
Bill Plimpton's awesome.
He's still active,
Mhm.
by the way. You can look him up and find his new stuff.
Yeah, I follow him on Facebook, and he's always posting crazy stuff there. That dude's a genius.
Yeah, I have to admit that I'm going to be the contrarian one on that. I was not a big fan of Liquid Television for the most part.
No.
Really?
Yeah. It was.
I feel it's kind of weird.
It was in that where I was like purist mode almost. I wanted my stuff clean and neat, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely not Liquid Television.
Yeah, exactly. Liquid Television looked too much like early Flash animation on the web, and I just wasn't into it.
I was in art school at the time doing animation when that stuff came out, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on here, but it's crazy.
Uh-oh. Knox, trapped in the studio. Come on, boy.
Who's in
there?
Who's in the studio with you?
Knox. He, we were watching Robin's two little yippy dogs, and he was not. Basically, he did hard time for a week in the bedroom because he refused to mix with them. So he is reacquainting himself with the house.
Ethan. So if you want me to draw the weird Ren and Stimpy stuff as I sketch out ideas here, do you want awful things happening to their teeth, awful things happening to their eyes, or awful things happening to their throats and noses? Because that was pretty much what it was.
Ordeal, all of the above.
Always
Yeah.
pockmarked
You're gonna
skin
just
with
pick one.
Yeah, the skin, the warts, and the hair.
giant lesions. Yeah, it was bad stuff.
Yeah, whenever they would do the extreme close up with the camera. Ugh.
Yeah. And it'd be a wolf howl off the distance. Ooh. Yeah, what they do, man.
Is it your favorite game?
They said no
Very
eyes.
Favorite game?
Well, I'm not trying to make it like horror, as in they're like. I want to go with the classic nightmare fuel of what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just so disturbing.
Adele, I was tinkering around and I missed it. So, what are you painting with tonight?
just acrylic paint and acrylic paint markers. But I
He's
think
getting
my
all
strength is
fancy.
more likely with inks rather than paint. Paint is a little rough. And I should be able to clean it up. Try not to scrape.
So what's everybody been doing to occupy their time on the downtime this summer? Anything good? Conventions, work?
I've been working like nobody's business on my Etsy shop and just trying not to burn up in general because we've been getting hit with heat wave after heat wave over here and it's miserable.
But the Etsy shop's been doing well then?
Yeah. It was doing so well and I had so many orders. They actually shut down they put my shop on vacation so I could get caught back up. They did that because they saw how many orders I had. And that scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, not a bad problem to have, I think.
Oh.
What does that mean? They put it on vacation?
They made it so that you could see my shop, but you couldn't buy anything. And you would
They
just
put
get a
you in
message.
timeout or something?
Pretty much, yeah. Exactly.
I never heard of that. That's weird. You would think
Yeah, well, Etsy just updated all of their like terms and conditions and things, and they have made it less cool.
Yeah, they were like, this dude's blowing up. We have to put him in a timeout.
Jeez.
And they didn't even send me a message or anything. I logged into my shop to see what orders I had to work on that particular day, and it said, you're on vacation. And I'm like, well, yeah? What do you mean?
Were you able to take yourself off vacation?
No, I went in to the settings and it wouldn't let me take my shop off vacation mode. So I just did some research online and it's happened to other people and they were like, yeah, just give it 48 hours or so and you'll be back.
Oh, that's wild.
And
God forbid that you like go viral or something.
right. Well, here's the thing. Etsy turned off all of their correspondence options. So you can't chat with them. You can't call them. All you can do is pretty
Always a
much
good
send
sign.
an email that you won't get an answer to. So it's kind of scary.
That eBay customer service level there.
What's bad?
Well, Del, let's have you on the stage for a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell the people watching about you. Like, you know, where do you come from? What do you usually do, work-wise or art-wise? Whatever you want to share.
That's a lot.
Real quick before you start. So Ms. Shanahan just wanted to say she's sneaking in from work to watch. That was directly from.
Oh yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was just texting her. She was like, "How do you look at your stuff?" I was like, "Oh, to help her. It's okay." Hey, they're watching me. Let's see. For the time being, right now, I'm just a hobbyist. It feels like I just I used to do several jobs, but I had to stay home because I'm basically sick. But I help take care of my son. He just started school this year, so I was just getting all the paperwork and helping him settle, and he surprisingly took well because there's a lot of crying. I didn't know that was a thing. Like it lasted for like about 2 weeks. No, I think maybe 3 weeks, but I don't count on them too much. I was like, oh, there's crying. Okay, I'm sorry. But then, on my downtime, when I do have downtime, I try to do different kinds of work. I think mostly from my childhood, I guess, but I think they have to have some kind of adult humor, not like the, gross crass stuff, but some things that we watched as a kid and it just flew over our heads, like Freakazoid and Animaniacs, and it's still, and then you watch again, oh, that's what they meant. So I try to draw things from my childhood, more or less. And then sometimes I try new things as well as arts and crafts. Arts and crafts are more recent. I can do needle felting, painting on things mostly. Those are the two. And I used to do polymer clay, but after my kid, I had to stop because in case he ate something.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's called parenting, folks, right there.
I have to go. Yeah. Let's see this one. What else? Other things? I'm not sure. It tends to come around once I remember something. I used to work overseas in China.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's cool. What kind of work did you do?
Just the typical. Usually the foreigners, when they go over, it's usually pigeonholed to I almost said pigeon teacher, English teacher. And yeah, I was there for over 3 years, but there were some things I did not agree with, and then I was like, I need to go back. So I came back in 2014.
Oh, so you were actually in country working, not like remote working or anything like that. You were there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And then I didn't draw as much. Well, I did draw, but they were more like visual aids. And little kids love drawing, but they don't have the best attention spans. I don't blame them. I don't have the best attention span either. But yeah, it was mostly just to help them learn English faster. And they had a good time, but there was just, it was really high stress levels. And the culture is a little different. They're more in demand on education. Mm-hmm. And while I respect that, it's a bit heavy-handed compared to here. But yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. I taught from ages 2 to 51, I think. But I didn't do that much drawing except for visual aids until I quit and came back home, and then I was able to catch up on more artwork and also some arts and crafts.
We are happy to have you here. So
thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, hopefully it gets you more into the collector's market, and we'll see you on the covers soon.
That would be great.
Carl, what'd you do in your off time? What'd you build?
Let's see. Working on Action Turtle is going to be kickstartering it. I don't know if this will show up well now.
It's showing up pretty good. Let me go full screen with you.
We're going to be kickstartering it next month. We waited till October because the material seemed a little more appropriate for that. Earlier today, I was inking up on this. And working on this.
Ah, yes.
Oh, nice.
So I thought I'd be clever and just have to work on the face, and then I'd just do this quick robot body, and it turned into a drafting nightmare. So eventually, I'll probably have it done up tomorrow. And you can see my cheat where I just held the cell phone up, took a photo, carved it out in Photoshop, printed my face off, the blue part. So, but anyway, we got a scene where our characters are in a diner that materializes in and out of hell. And
I hate it when that happens.
The cook in the diner, Simon Plancy, he's coming through the doors of the kitchen to snatch up an old couple and drag them back and cook them so they can be eaten. So you were talking about nightmare fuel. Yeah, we're working on the next generation of kids who will have problems after reading this. So there's that.
Let's see what else is good. Was the Tales from the Crypt TV show from the 90s?
think that started in the 80s
I would
and
say
went
it probably
through the
crossed
90s.
over. Yeah. Yeah. Because I know the movie was in the 90s.
That show saved me. It's the reason why they stopped asking me to babysit.
Well, we need that story.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I had 11 younger cousins, and the thing about being the oldest daughter in an Irish Catholic family is that you are labor, right? And I liked my cousins a lot, but I really hated that, you know, I was always worry party, right? And one day I decided I wasn't going to, you know, pass up on something I really wanted to do anymore. I was going to watch uh, Tales from the Crypt, and I had to sneak my cousins into my mom's room because obviously I wasn't supposed to be watching TV with them, and I couldn't let them out of my sight. And then it turned out to be a really, 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 really incredibly scary episode. Like one that I still find scary now. You know, it wasn't one of the, you know, funny like Schadenfreude theater ones. It was about like ghosts avenging themselves against a murderous landlord with like a ghost hunter dude trying to make uh, like a news article, a news. I'm sorry, my words are real bad right now. Well, you get what I mean. You get what I mean. Little fake documentary thing, you know, nightly news situation.
Mhm.
Geraldo Rivera opening the safe kind of thing, you know.
Okay.
And there were the actual dead guys, the ghosts, genuinely fucking awful. Really, really, really bad. Scary as hell. And like they were so angry, and it wasn't like a jump scare kind of anger. It was like you could tell like the actress did a really good job, and like them and the makeup artists, like these guys, you looked at the screen and it looked like they were trying to hate this person to death. And I permitted slash encouraged my cousins who ranged in age from 3 to 11 to watch that with me. And it was never brought up to me, but I was never asked to babysit again.
I
Well,
wonder
that
why.
worked out well for you.
I've given to understand that there was, yeah, I know, right? I got to see my show and, you know,
Yeah. In the biz, we call that a win-win.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Rob said it sounded like pre-13 Ghosts. Never seen that, so I can't confirm.
hmm that is a movie that I personally enjoy just as like comfort watching.
Mhm.
It's not exactly good, but it's not bad either. And Matthew Lillard is always a joy. It's like it could have been a lot better, but life isn't perfect.
Creep Show was the 80s, right? The movie.
What about Creepshow?
That was from. That
I
was
think
the
Creepshow was
80s,
the
right?
80s.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I want to say that one's 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an 80s jam.
But Rob did bring it up too that
Those are
that Tales from the Crypt was actually a cartoon. Actually, a couple people mentioned that.
Oh yeah,
I forgot that it was a
Yeah.
cartoon. Yeah, because you know,
I
if
was-
you want to make something a cartoon,
there was a
that's the thing.
cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was watching the live action stuff.
Well, I like the thought of them making this, you know, somewhat gory, obviously campy adult show into a cartoon. I mean, they did it with Toxic Avenger. I mean, that's it. You know, you
Yep.
know, I mean, trying
Yeah, and
to-
if you can make a trauma film into a kids cartoon, you can make anything into a kids cartoon.
They had action figures for that and everything.
Yeah. That one always tickled me. Like, oh yeah, well, it's just like the Mask movie.
Yep.
Like I want to know how many people ran out and went, oh, I want to get the comic book off this Jim Carrey movie and bought it for.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Not like the
Yeah.
movie.
Comic was great.
Yeah. And then, of course, then they made a cartoon off it as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, this is good stuff.
What I loved about the comic was watching the art develop, like issue by issue. It was amazing.
Easy in that.
Oh yeah, they did it with Rambo as well. Shit, I forgot about that one. Yeah, wow, man, the '90s they were just just going nuts with the.
They were off the chain.
Yeah. Let's. Well, I mean, yeah, because
Idea after idea after idea.
yes, and I was just about to say, but Nathan beat me to a RoboCop, like one of the just
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
wall movies to make it to a
Well,
cartoon.
that was fun.
Yeah, they did do They did Rob. They did do a Conan cartoon as well. Yep. Yeah, there wasn't anything that was considered untouchable in the '90s to
Yeah,
make
off
into a
limits.
cartoon.
It wasn't.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. Animation was in the heyday in the '90s because it was just fuck it, let's do it. Let's make it into a cartoon.
Well, I mean, hadn't they just loosened up the advertising regulations? They were trying to see what would stick for people buying toys and outfits and merch, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, that
Right?
actually happened in the
They-
'80s. That happened in the '80s under Reagan, where cartoons
Yeah.
no longer had to have the PSA type thing, and they could be straight up commercials for toys, and that's why we saw the huge blow up. Because if it could be molded into a toy, by God, we're gonna make a cartoon out of it.
Pretty much that was the vehicle selling the toys. Just they'd have a toy and then let's make a cartoon so we can sell these damn things.
Oh, I mean that was the
Mhm.
whole genesis of every.
That's some kick-ass.
Oh, I'm not complaining. All those toys were awesome. Yeah.
You wouldn't have G.I. Joe and the Transformers or anything.
Well, I wouldn't say all of them are awesome, but there's quite a few of them that are awesome.
Okay, you know what I suddenly want to see a crossover of?
No, but you're gonna tell
Mojo
us.
Jojo and the Venture Brothers.
Oh, nice.
Like, this guy would fit right in Venture Brothers. Am I wrong? Am I
Mojo Jojo?
talking crazy talk here?
Oh no, I mean the Venture
Mojo
Brothers.
Jojo.
That's the whole point of the Venture Brothers. If it's a cartoon, it's not sacred. It will make its way in there. So yeah.
Right.
Did you see the movie?
I
Casey?
did. I loved it.
So good, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Genuinely delightful.
Oh, I did not. So that makes me a bad person.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
Yes, it
that's
does.
what makes you a bad person.
And I hope you feel sorry.
yeah. I mean, not necessarily a bad person, just
I feel
not one of the
ashamed.
cool people.
Well, okay. Oh, I was a kind of a cooler kid in high school, and being able to draw kept me from getting beat up, which was neat. So
It is always a bonus.
it was interesting. Like the really tough kids looked at me like I could create fire. So
Yeah, that was definitely a gift being able to draw as a kid. But whenever there was a project that you had to draw something, everybody would line up and come to me to have me do it. So
Yep.
that was kind of a pain.
Oh, I have that too. Oh gosh. And then, oh, we're friends now. And oh, just kidding. Thanks.
Okay, so definitely Simpy is licking Ren's eyeball. definitely we got to bring the butts into it because I don't know why. Like sometimes there is just, hey, by the way, have you noticed butts? So
Stimpy was really proud of
I'd
his
have to
butt.
adjust. He really was, and more power to him.
Well, I'm just gonna say Powdered Toast Man. Obviously, doesn't skip glute day. 'Cause,
I forgot about
he had that ass that clapped.
Yeah, he had a wrestling move, the flying butt pliers.
Yeah, I was gonna say his ass literally clapped. So he didn't skip those days.
What I liked is they could occasionally have really cool guest stars, like Frank Zappa was the Pope.
Oh, was he?
That's awesome.
Yes, he was the voice of the Pope.
Because Guido Sarducci wasn't available.
I don't know, man, but you can't beat Frank Zappa as the Pope.
Oh, I think you can if you.
It was a quick little line, and that was it.
I will argue all day long that Father Guido Sarducci could have done a better job.
He's still alive?
No. But he had the line of, I'm a the Pope. So, how do you just not loop that? Oh, Thomas, sorry. Nathan's asking what you're doing again, and I have to admit, I forgot because I was still thinking you're doing Swamp Thing.
This is 90s Godzilla.
That's right. Yeah, the one because Thomas wants me to hate him tonight.
Yeah, I knew this would get you.
I don't know if you want to do the most hated Godzilla.
I actually like the cartoon a lot.
The cartoon was significantly better than the movie. Yes.
Probably because Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin didn't have anything to do with the cartoon.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you make a movie with Matthew Broderick and Hank Azaria dog shit? I mean,
I forgot Hank Azaria was in there.
Yeah, he's the cameraman.
Yeah.
Hank Azaria as a cameraman, and it's a dog shit movie for me,
Yeah, they just couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, I should have walked out of that movie in love. Yeah, or Puff Daddy on the music. True. That's a good, with go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, does it reach Hilarabad for you? Can you watch it and be like, oh my gosh, this is terrible, I love it?
No, it's just
it's just bad.
Yeah, it's like when they're big. Ooh, the scary moment is a complete rip from Jurassic Park with the baby dinosaur or the baby Godzillas, basically doing the same thing the Velociraptors do.
Velocipaster would have saved that movie.
Hell yeah! Like if we'd have seen Velocipaster run through Times Square during that movie would have been perfect.
On his way to China.
Yeah, which by the way, primary photography just started on Velocipaster 2 this past weekend.
Hot diggity.
Yep.
So it should be done by now, right?
Yeah.
I was really hoping. To have good news for you about that because I have a friend in college who's a working actor and he got solicited to audition for Velocipaster 2. And I was like, you must do this. You have to. You can't not. And then I haven't heard anything back. So I guess he didn't have any good news to give me.
Oh, no. Damn, yeah,
I was going to be 1 degree of Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be 1 degree of Kevin Bacon away from the Velocipaster.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably too good of an actor.
I was saying I would have loved and hated you for that. Our relationship would have gotten very complicated. I'd been like, you can't be that. Especially if you would have been on set for like a day, like you got flown out to go hang out with your friend. That would be too much.
Well,
Nathan, so this is an independent.
Okay.
This is an independent.
Totally
movie.
let you shake my hand for $5.
You start your own Cameo page so you could do a voice message for my birthday for $200. So Nathan, the writer's strike is only affecting SAG, WGA, so any independent films can still be in production. They just won't get distribution through any of the platforms or major studios, without getting burned. So they'll probably do, since they did a Kickstarter to actually do it, they'll release it through Kickstarter, and then eventually, once the strike's over, put it out to distribution. Hey, there's Writer Strike Cast. There you go. Behind the scenes that no one wants to know.
I just think it's disgusting how little they're like. They're fighting so hard to avoid paying like 0.1% of their revenue to meet all of their demands. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, like when the head of Warner Brothers came out, like crying poor, saying that they're going to lose $300 to $500 million in this quarter, or half, whatever it was, and I'm like, and yet all they asked for was about $47 million. So yeah, how? Yeah.
Well, they don't want to. They don't. I heard Netflix is getting sued a couple of times because so first of all, they're not even sitting down at the table for the strikes because they don't want to be in a position where they have to disclose the streaming data.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of the biggest contentions of the whole thing. Because I have a friend who is a producer out there, and he has 2 movies that are in the top 100 Netflix movies for the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked for his residuals, and he was like, he asked why, and they told him, he's like, oh yeah, sure. And he found out, like, because he didn't even know that his movies were in the top 100. He just, because again, it was one of the several movies they've made, so they just don't pay attention to that. And their revenue monthly is less than what I bring home a month on these 2 movies. And I'm just like, holy shit. Yeah. So
yeah, it's sick.
Yeah. Rob's doing a flex out in the chat room talking about all the movies he was extras in. And it's funny because, obviously he's in Detroit where they film all these post-apocalyptic type movies. Hey, we need something that looks desperate and destroyed. Let's head to Detroit. That's right. That's my Wisconsin hate on Detroit.
Batman versus Superman.
Mm-hmm. Transformers, Scream 4.
Rob, I can't decide whether that's impressive or a little shameful that you were on the set for Batman v Superman.
And you didn't correct it. Yeah, you should have at least stole some cameras or the digital files. But that shit should not have been allowed out. Yeah. Michigan doesn't need, and Florida stopped offering film incentives too, which was why both states just dried out. All about Georgia. Hey, there's a Ben Affleck movie, the one where he was the rum runner. I forget the name of it. Something at night, like something at night was the name of it. I don't remember what the something was, but it was all about the crime in Ybor City, which is right next to Tampa, during the Prohibition age, and they came down to Ybor City. We're planning on doing the film there, because all the buildings are still there from back then. And we stopped having statewide film incentives. So it became cheaper for them to go up to Savannah, Georgia, rebuild the city, and film up there than it would be to film in Florida.
Oh,
yeah.
crazy.
That Georgia Peach is at the end of almost every movie in the credits.
Oh yeah, I mean it is the Hollywood of the East. The amount of incentives they offer, it puts them on equal almost to Canada's incentives. I mean, that's why, if you ever get in Atlanta, drive down by the airport, you'll see where all the Marvel stuff shot. It's Tyler Perry has created this, studio. It's massive. And, and he rents it out to all the major studios now. If Tyler Perry doesn't make another movie the rest of his life, he's going to be a billionaire soon.
Dare I dream?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's on like 500 Medea movies now.
Well, when you put out 6 a year, doesn't take long to get there. I am going to go refresh my drink, so I will.
So the thing,
No, go ahead.
the hard thing about all these 90s cartoons is that the designs were so simple, kind of like there is just you have to get the lines exactly right, or else it's I don't know. Simple things are much harder than complicated things.
That's very true.
Personal
Yeah,
opinion.
surprisingly. You would think, oh, if it's simple, it should be a breeze. But if it's something's off, it throws everything else off.
All right, right back.
Let's grab a brush here and put some black lines down.
So enough talk about, good animation. Let's talk about some bad animation real quick. has anybody watched the rebirth of Futurama?
I'm not.
Oh, they didn't ruin
not
it, did
yet.
they?
Yeah, don't bother. It's, Futurama ended almost on a perfect note.
Oh,
like the original series with the meta commentary about them doing reruns. They came back and like these jokes, the jokes that they're doing and the storylines they're doing are so dated that they would have been dated if they were done 2 years ago. It's just, it's so bad.
Is there an example, or is it not worth? It's not worth even listening.
No, so the last episode they were doing like a COVID thing, and they were doing all the jokes of like people trying to do Zoom meet. I heard a wait, so I'm waiting.
Go ahead.
Oh, so they were doing like this bad scene of trying to do a Zoom meeting from all the and they actually had Professor Farnsworth end up putting like a mask filter on his face, so he looked like a bear or some animal, I forget, which was that thing that happened to that one guy that went viral. The cat, yeah, I assure you. And they even took the line, "I assure you, I'm not a cat." Yeah. And I'm just like, fuck, the writing. The writing is so bad.
Oh man,
it's like, are they trying? Is it self-parody at that point, or are they?
No. It's just this is what we're doing because the entire season's been out. Like the first episode, do you remember when they first started again on Comedy Central? Yeah. And they did the whole joke about the box company instead of the Fox company. And they made the entire first episode a meta joke about, being canceled and coming back. That was the exact same episode they did, but, take out Comedy Central and insert Hulu. It was just ridiculous.
What? Oh, man.
Yeah, and as a huge Futurama fan, it's just been disappointing through and through. Like I said, it's beyond the jokes being dated. Like the storylines are stuff that would have been timely 2 years ago. So, not so much right
I wonder it's because the stuff has sat that long.
No. I'm just thinking.
Ooh.
I'm guessing the writers' room just isn't that strong. Because I can't imagine that when they finally got the green light and they got into the writers' room, they're going to sit there and go, "Hey, I wrote this 2 years ago about what was
Right.
what was happening 2 years ago."
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is it's all, like I said, not just the jokes but the storylines are dated.
South Park is able to make stories about things that happened last week. When they do their show,
Yeah, they're so
it's
good.
crazy.
I mean, they did
It works
have,
so fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say that also helps with the style of animation they do, but
Exactly.
also, I mean, their writers' room is being paid very well. Where I suspect Hulu isn't paying the greatest fees, because remember there was John DiMaggio did the holdout because not everybody was being paid equal on the cast. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to do it until everyone gets the same paycheck." He basically did a David Schwimmer, but for Futurama, and they were going to try to just go ahead without, or they were going to try to find a voice replacement for Bender, and one of the moments where the internet just blew up was this is a good thing. Yeah, the internet just fucking roasted Hulu for even thinking of that.
I remember when that was going on. Did he
God,
actually
imagine being
get
the
the
voice
job?
actor who took that job.
that's not too.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Well, like the whole voice, having to change the voice actor for Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites.
Yep.
Justin Roland.
The good news is it's going to be easy peasy to change the voices for Rick and Morty. Like, "Oh God, Rick, why did we have to go to the dimension that ruins your voice?" or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Well, see, that's kind of what they did for Solar
Oh, yeah.
Opposites, which it worked beautifully because they shit, I forget the actor's name, but he played on that show Legion on FX and was the Beast in the live action Beauty and the Beast. I think those are his two biggest things, but he's a British actor. So he's just using his voice, but they hit him with a voice altering ray because it's a sci-fi show. And so now he's just got this pretentious British voice. And so they kept it because it's less irritating than the original voice, according to the storyline. But for Rick and Morty, they actually went out and tried to find a someone who could do the voice impersonator. So we'll see how that goes.
You know what I think they should do? They should have a different person do Rick and Morty every week.
Just for different dimensions, yeah.
In a different style of animation every week.
Yeah, or just never say anything about it, never explain it. Just wildly different.
Yeah, go straight
people.
Bewitched. Go straight Bewitched.
They pay out the ass and get Morgan Freeman one episode.
Christopher
Yeah.
Walken.
An old lady.
No, because someone like Christopher Walken would come in, he'd do half the script and then go, "What is this shit? I'm out of here," Yeah, and he would just leave, so they would only get half an episode out of him.
Keep that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
$50.
$50. I don't know. Actually, Christopher Walken seems like a pretty chill guy. Like, he's done a bunch of music videos and things. Did you ever see the video for Weapon of Choice?
That's awesome. Yeah.
I know, but I was just going to make the joke because I can do a Christopher Walken impression. So, but hey, I'm used to you guys. I'm used to you
by
guys
all
killing
means,
my.
please, go ahead.
No, it's too late. I did it. You just killed my joke. Just like
I heard it.
all these other. That Dell just let you know it is a common trend for the artists to kill my jokes in the show. So if you find a way to kill my joke, go nuts.
Not hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I get two a show. That's from Oregon. Why do I keep doing this to myself?
I just think it's.
We love you, man.
Demand more cowbell.
We do.
Oh, cowbell. Wow.
Is there anything sadder than a person saying, "No, I already did the impression"? Like,
Oh no,
sorry,
I
I
am.
couldn't. I had to.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I respect you a
I am a
lot more now.
perfectionist, and I do it in one take. I don't. There is no two takes with me. I do it. I'm out.
If you miss it, that's on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nope.
So there's no
What
take
should Ren have
47.
in his-
No. No. And
Dang it.
and half my jokes are Andy Kaufman style. They're for me, not for anybody else. So. Right, I'm dating myself with an Andy Kaufman reference this early.
You're trying to invoke a variety of emotions, not just laughter.
Sorry, the audience of one is laughing. It's a good show.
It's better
My
than
dad
zero.
always used to say, "If it's not funny, why am I laughing?"
Mm-hmm.
I think I made his body a little too noodly.
I don't think that's. I mean, there was oftentimes there noodly
This
because
needs to come up.
depends on who was doing the in betweens in the studio there, because his body was very noodly at times, especially when walking.
Yeah.
I think you're good. Is what I'm saying. You're good.
Okay. Now I got to find my light board. There we go.
Carl, I need a refresher. Who is mashed up in your tick?
Tick and Ghost in the Shell. He's trying to figure out who's landing on his shoulders.
Nice.
Because he's not bright.
I haven't seen that movie in such a long time.
The Tick was a movie?
Well,
Well, Tick,
no, the Ghost in the Shell.
No, that was another joke, right?
I was there for it.
Thank you.
I think I'm cutting in and out here, guys. Sorry.
I grabbed the wrong paper for this. It is absolutely sucking every bit of ink out of this brush.
What do you use? What paper are you using tonight?
That stuff I found in a studio. It's unidentified. Felt like Bristol, but there's just something about it where it's like just absorbing everything. So
From that
kind of having
time.
to fight to make tight lines. That's okay. I shall prevail.
Hey, Tom. Somebody named Prozac Man from YouTube. He said that he knows you in real life, but he thought you were making Dinosaur Neil from the Tick cartoon.
Damn it. Yeah, I could have done
Once you're done, just swap out the head. It'll be
it.
done.
Right? It
Yeah.
wouldn't be hard. Oh, how you doing, Brian, by the way?
Once you've finished drawing 90s Godzilla, are you going to give her a bunch of little babies?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna
I
be
need Godzilla as a girl.
Yeah, exactly. A bunch of little babies.
Godzilla is almost
She was so
always
protect-
female.
Will they have names?
I mean, that's how you get son of Godzilla. But yeah, most Godzillas are almost always female.
I remember that one.
Well, I also think it
It changes
Yeah.
sex. But I mean, they've canonically the Godzillas change sex like frogs. Michael Crichton stole that from Godzilla movies, is what I'm saying.
So, serious question. Is there one Godzilla or
No.
are there Godzillas?
It is more than one. They addressed
Okay.
that. Yeah, they addressed that in the early '90s, and the fact that again, it's also where you get the son of Godzilla. But yes, it is a creature that it's more of a classification of that kaiju, and then it just got named Godzilla. Oh, I mean, solid question to ask.
Okay, so
At one
does
point,
anybody else remember?
Next up, Santa Claus isn't real. God, fuck all y'all.
All right, Casey, you go.
Dang it.
Are you serious? I don't remember. Santa, really?
Well, if there's only more than one Godzilla, then yeah. Next up, Easter Bunny.
Well, there was this really good
That's right.
documentary that Disney did about. It's called The Santa Claus, and it explains how he continues to be throughout the generations. Because at one point he was even named Fred.
Yep.
I never watched that, so yeah, kiss my ass again.
It's a wonderful series of documentaries. You should watch it this holiday season. Not fictional at all. It's based on real events. Oh, I'm being corrected in the chat rooms that Fred was his brother. My bad.
Yeah.
And thanks, Rob, for killing that joke.
Go, Rob, go.
Wow. I'm assuming Rob is sitting there wearing a fedora, pushing his fake glasses up on his nose and going, well, actually, Fred was his brother.
Rob Denner, no contract killer.
Worst movie ever.
Oh, I did have a thing though. It's lost. It's gone.
Was it about Fred or Santa or?
It was a Godzilla thing. It's gone.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say it always made sense to me. It made more sense to me that Godzilla would be, female, because in reptiles, the ladies are always the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
So if Godzilla is a reptile as opposed to like an alien, then either there is an even bigger Godzilla lurking in the sea, occasionally laying eggs, or that's a lady. You better show her the respect she deserves.
Well, and Godzilla keeps
Pardon?
getting. I was saying Godzilla keeps getting bigger in every movie, so we're just getting, the bigger ladies are coming out too now.
Well, maybe it's because Godzilla got a desk job, and desk job bad for girls. So,
Mm.
No,
It's
she's
not
out.
bad for everybody.
Yeah, she's out there
Health-wise.
working it. I'm sorry, Godzilla's thick.
Oh, I have
She's
fatted up
got-
like crazy being at my desk.
You need a standing desk.
Okay. All right. So Godzilla media. How do we feel about some of the recent stuff that's come out, like Singular Point, that series on Netflix, or Shin Godzilla?
Well, Shin Godzilla is the end all be all. That is awesome.
Oh,
So good.
Stefan is all over Shin Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. So
I haven't seen it yet.
dude.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh, you both are killing me.
Okay, so can I just rave a little bit? Like,
course.
ignoring the fantastic monster design, right? Even ignoring the incredibly exciting battles. So people always say, "Oh, Godzilla was created as like a way to, sort of culturally talk about and discuss." He was a trauma response, sort of, to the atomic bombs, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shin Godzilla is the same thing, but for the Fukushima nuclear plant disaster.
Oh, wow.
Correct.
Oh.
Yep. And that's why it was a continual mutation through. That was part of the storyline in this one, because it's not just straight up Godzilla that we know coming out. It goes through phases.
Yep, and that's also why the main antagonist really is the bureaucratic system that they're working with.
Casey, look at my. Have I ever showed you this?
No. Oh, sweet
Nice.
baby.
Oh, look at the tail.
Oh,
Grover on the back.
Yeah, Grover's on the tail. I'm trying to get the.
Be glad you don't live near me because I would be going through your window.
Oh, the
I would be
turds
through
and
your window
squeeze,
taking that home to my house.
And then I like the red one because the red one is Shin, but they did make a blue one too for Cookie Monster.
I like the blue one.
Yeah, well, the blue one's fun because it's great, Cookie Monster, but yeah, the red is
that's
Shin
a good
Godzilla.
idea.
Yeah. Aw, cute.
Yep. So yeah, so I'm hoping that they do with -1, they pick up where Shin left off because, or at least enough to know what those creatures on his back were. Because I want to know what the.
Yeah, wasn't that Godzilla basically evolving throughout the entire movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it starts out like almost like a Mothra worm in the beginning.
I got the impression that Godzilla -1 takes place immediately after the end of World War II. Like a retaliation situation?
No, that's the TV show. Because the TV show has the late 40s, early 50s stuff with Wyatt Russell, and then Kurt Russell's playing in the current timeline. Which doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like, okay, how old is Kurt Russell? I would say current. I think they're in the 90s with Kurt Russell's character. Oh yeah, no, wait, I'm wrong because it's 50s. Wyatt's after the Korean War. So I don't know. I'll have to look at -1 because -1 looks too modern. Like the sets and the people's clothing look way too modern to be.
That looks. No, because remember, Japan was like super, super into westernization, like Showa era in the late 1800s. They were like, we want business suits. We're putting in steam trains. We're going full on businessman. Like they were all about it. It was essentially this, like imagine, if you will, the inverse of a weeaboo.
Give me a moment.
Yikes.
No, I mean I'm just imagining it, but yes, go on. But I'm looking at the trailer.
They leaned hard into.
Well, they sure did, yeah. But I'm looking at the trailer, and I think you're
go
right.
ahead.
Yeah, I stand corrected. You are. It does look more late 40s era.
Oh, Stefan, say it again. Say I'm right.
No, I just said I'm wrong. I didn't say you're right.
You gotta be.
You did say I was right. I heard it.
He's wrong.
This thing is recorded, you know.
Damn it. All right, we're ending the show, and I'm erasing this all off the internet. Yes, Casey, you were correct. You were technically correct. The best kind of correct.
And that is the best kind of correct.
So Nathan, the 70s Godzilla cartoon, so his sidekick, which was Godzuki, was technically, hate all you want because it was dumb shit. It was the Scrappy Doo of the Godzilla universe, but the original Godzilla kid, on Monster Island, sucked even worse because it looked like Pillsbury Doughboy. Didn't even have like the scales. It looked like an upright walking grub worm almost.
Yeah, and when he tried to do the breath, he made little smoke rings.
But give him credit. Smoke rings, fucking choked the shit out of Gahira. On the one neck. Yeah. He choked him like he was the lead singer of an 80s band.
You were just criticizing Futurama for having dated jokes. You were literally just criticizing them.
Hey, any joke about NXS is timeless.
Get your act together, Stephanie.
Any joke about NXS is timeless. I don't care what you say.
I like her. She's good at being mean to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she calls me out of my bullshit. I'll give her that.
Yes. She is insolent.
I can't help it. We haven't had any self-asphyxiation, deaths recently for me to make it more timely.
Is that how the dude from Kung Fu went out too?
Now I'm picturing you with like a specialized news alert. Like you have a special ringtone on your phone. Like keyword autoerotic asphyxiation. Bing!
You, you,
You run out
you,
of the grocery store breathless.
you don't realize how close you are to the truth on that.
Hey, is your ringtone for
Good
your brother
Lord.
still "Die Motherfucker Die"?
Yes, it is.
All right. Just checking. I don't want to know what mine is.
I don't. You haven't called in a while, but I have to look it up again.
I'm going to make a guess here.
Mhm.
I'm going to go with "Waiting for a Star to Fall" by Boy Meets Girl.
Oh my god.
No.
Carry your heart into my arms. That's where you belong, in my arms, baby. Yeah.
Wow, I don't know that song, and I feel so much
Yeah,
better
but
from
why
it.
not?
I feel so much better not knowing that I have no idea what that song is. Wow, that was bad.
Oh, it's an old '80s song. It was like one of the
Yeah, but even then,
sugar pop charts from that time.
I went from forced listening to country music by my, well, I won't say abusive, but close to parents, to straight up going into punk. So there was no pop like bridge to grab onto or anything like that. So
It's quite a leap.
yeah. Well,
Fair enough.
okay. So there was one song, because the first song that I ever heard that wasn't country is a song that, I will fight people over. That's an awesome song. Was Jay Giles' band Centerfold.
Ah,
yeah.
It's the first song I've ever heard
It's a
that
good
wasn't
song.
country. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
wow,
Robin.
so you were straight up indoctrinated then.
Yeah. And then like one of the first jobs I had where I lied and said I was 15 when I wasn't, but I wanted to work. Yeah, for reasons. I had
They
a
let you do porn at 15.
I had a Star Wars addiction. Oh shit, dude. With yes, even before the internet, they did that.
All that matters is size on that. So yeah, go on.
But yeah, my boss there introduced me to the Ramones, and that was it. There was no looking back. So apparently the Ramones is a conversation stopper. Okay, all right, good to know. Everyone's
We're
like,
concentrating. We're working stuff in.
mm-hmm.
Yes, we're
Wait,
attempting to.
you guys are just
Stuff in.
drawing. You guys are just drawing art. That's not
Stuff in.
working.
Painting a butt is.
Painted a butt, yes. Well, I mean that's
Painting-
God. That's God's
yeah.
work at that point.
Here, I've put a mole on it just for you, right there.
Ah.
That's for you.
Excellent. Does that mole have a mouth, and when you do the zoom in, will it talk?
I don't intend to animate this,
Oh,
but
okay. Fair.
yes, it would.
Okay.
Its name is also Sun,
Careful.
and it loves you.
Careful.
Because if you give me a high enough resolution scan, it may get animated. We'll go like what's that stupid obnoxious orange thing or whatever that one internet thing is.
Oh, annoying orange, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that with the mole.
Christ, that guy made so much fucking money off of that thing.
I think what
And
we
it's
could
still going.
Yeah, I think we could do it with a mole instead. Turn it malicious mole. Oh, right there, writes itself. It just
Nope.
It's a thing now.
No, that's
it's like an angry
it's try
Don.
hard. That
like
name is try hard.
It's like an angry Don Rickles style insult comedian.
That actually sounds funny.
First off, how dare you say that something on Ren and Stimpy is try hard? Everything on Ren and Stimpy is try hard. I mean,
No. The malicious mole. The malicious mole. This is my OC. The malicious mole. He's got a mouth and he loves his daddy. Like what?
How'd you get the love his daddy thing out of that?
Yeah.
Well, I already told you. His name is also Stephen. His
Oh.
name is actually, your
Well,
name is
Casey
Stephen.
has to leave now. Sorry, everybody.
She said the secret word.
Yep, said the secret word. Got my name wrong. She's done.
Oh,
Stefan, you getting around?
Okay, so
man.
who else watched
no.
Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Oh yeah.
Like actually,
I
like
watched a little bit.
non-ironically,
That's
just
it.
loved loved Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh yeah, it was. It
No?
was
I'm the only one?
no. Unless you can't hear us, we're all in agreement. I
I
think.
watched a little as a kid. I barely remember.
Yeah, because it was the modern day Mister Rogers / like Pryor's Place. All those shows were great.
So if I admit that I've never seen a minute of Pee-wee's Playhouse,
We're just gonna say it's okay, Boomer.
Yeah. Like it's a fever dream. It is an absolute fever dream of a show, and it was presented to children so that they could, slurp up that surrealism and let it cook their brains. That was what Pee-wee's Playhouse was. Okay. Stimpy definitely needs to have a hole in his boot to let awful feet stick out.
what am I hearing?
Well, the clickety clack's my keyboard.
Right,
think-
but there are other sound effects happening.
Yeah, I think we got somebody door opening. I don't know. Yep. Good. The wide open mics will do that, unfortunately.
Huh.
Rob, I just checked your comment. Growing up country in the Midwest had to be brutal. In the Midwest, country was one of the few available options. There was not a lot of choice.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Although,
Weston.
yeah, depending on how good your radio was, you could get some good stuff out of Chicago or even Milwaukee wasn't too bad, but yeah, it was
Milwaukee isn't great.
majority flooding. Well, no, I'm talking about the music scene in the early late 70s, early 80s. I mean, there was disco amok in Milwaukee, if you're into disco. It was different than country, is all I'm saying.
I mean, I finished growing up in Utah, so we didn't have any problem getting rock.
I don't have
What was that, Carl?
Said I finished growing up out in Utah, but it's not like it was some sort of country western Sargasso Sea out there.
Well, I mean, wasn't that the devil's music in general?
Well, yes, only the backward shit. Yeah, my favorite reaction to that was, when the guys from Judas Priest were like, your music is designed to make your fans kill themselves. They're like, why would we make our fans kill themselves?
Counterproductive.
Well, have you met their fans?
What was the name? I can't remember his name. It starts with a D, from Twisted Sister.
D.
Dee
Snyder.
Snyder.
It starts, middle, and ends
D.
with
Snyder.
a D.
It starts with a D. Well, I was correct. Just the key thing here. Okay. But have you ever he gave such gorgeous, articulate, well thought out, gracious, just great testimony at like a congressional hearing.
Yeah.
It's so cool to watch that.
Zappa, same thing. I watched him sit down, I think it was with Tipper Gore, and basically kind of make a monkey out of it.
Not that difficult though, kind of.
And he was very nice about it. He wasn't a jerk. But yeah.
Yeah, if only Marilyn Manson hadn't turned out to be such an asshole, he would have been another good choice for that. I remember what he talked about after Columbine, and I thought that was well said.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, and then he just decided to get a little rapey, so I guess he's no longer what we really want as a spokesperson.
Well, apparently he's been rapey for a while.
Yeah, that's
And
true. He
they
just now
finally
just
hit like
surfaced. Yeah.
the
Well, as with
yeah, like
everything in
like
life,
there's like a critical mass of pardon?
I was going to say, as with everything in life, consistency is key. Okay. As I attempt to find a positive somewhere. And if you've ever looked
Fair,
at him, you'll
fair.
notice at least his taste in women, it's like he dates the same girl every time.
Not sure that makes it right, but okay.
No. I'm just saying he's really consistent.
I don't think it's a bad thing to have a type. Like that doesn't bother me. Like the like seeking out specifically, you know, impressionable people and refusing to consider how, you know, your actions affect them. Like, because even if you ignore the rapey stuff, which, you know, cool, we that will, you know, that's even, you know, on the table to just be like, well, other than the rapes, he would like before social media, he would write songs specifically calling out specific women, and essentially there would sometimes be harassment campaigns. This is a huge downer. I got to change the subject.
Well, I was just going to say, so basically, he was Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift was doing it.
Wow.
I am so sorry, you guys. Holy shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Someone had to fill Mike's shoes. It's okay.
We should have Casey on the show. She's fun.
Yeah.
Until somebody brings up rape, and then
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of puts a damper on the evening now, doesn't it?
No, we're gonna start running the show with like a good 30-second delay. Just slap up the technical difficulty sign.
well, it's bound to come up, you know, drawing cartoons.
Yeah, we are. We are doing a 90s. Oh, speaking of 90s show, somehow 70s show, and rape. Yeah. I'm fine.
So
with
who likes
Kevin? That dude away for a long time,
and I'm happy to see it. That motherfucker needed to go. Okay, moving on. Animaniacs.
Oh God, we love Animaniacs.
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried that.
I even like their new stuff.
Yeah, the new.
I haven't watched the new stuff yet.
Yeah, the new stuff's not bad. It, you know.
If anything ever comes out that Rob Paulson did something creepy, I will burn down the planet. That's it. There is no more joy in life.
Yeah,
you didn't hear?
We're done. Saying. We're done here. Yeah, if he, yeah, that would be bad. Oh, honestly, I didn't realize they did that. Nathan asked if anybody was watching the new Tiny Toons. I didn't know that there was a new Tiny Toons.
There was a Tiny Toons also? Oh, God.
Yeah, I guess I know what I'm watching.
Didn't they make it so that like Babs and Buster are related now because there was that one intense freaky superfan who kept like chasing the writers down, trying to convince them to make them into a romantic duo? Like he was sending scripts, he was sending stories, he was sending fan art, he was going to their houses.
Hey,
was he breaking their ankles with a sledgehammer?
That never stopped Lucas.
Yeah.
Don't give him ideas. What?
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, sometimes cartoon fans can be the worst. You know, Reddit has proven that on a daily basis. There's some art that needs to be purged.
That is not great. Okay. Jesus. I just threw my pencil across the room.
Well, that was a throwing pencil, though, right?
How did I even do that? Wow.
Just claim it was poltergeist activity.
Yeah, because that wouldn't actually keep me up at night, like scared of my own dumb story. I am weak versus ghosts, you guys. Like I hate ghost stories so much. I love them. They're very effective, but I hate them so much.
I won't tell you about the stuff that happened at my mom's childhood home.
Say, why would you hand us your kryptonite?
That's
just
because he's new
No.
here.
See, I'm not actually like I'm not afraid of new. Like I do not think that there is like actual ghosts that are going to come and get me or anything. But something about ghost stories just freak me right the fuck out. And that you get that one for free, that piece of ammunition.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Don't think I won't use that in the future.
Yeah.
You know, that clicking noise you heard was that bullet going in the chamber. You know, I am armed now.
Okay, so seriously, remember when there was that rush of Japanese horror films into the US? I don't remember when that was.
Yeah, the Grudge and all that.
The
Yeah.
Grudge. I literally screamed out loud in the theater at multiple points. I was like, completely ruined. It was great. I watched it like 4 times. I worked at a movie theater at that time.
And honestly, that led to one of my favorite Venture Brother jokes too.
Oh?
Yeah, when they moved into Monarch's house in Jersey, and it's just all dilapidated, and 21's like, oh yeah, I'm expecting some wet Asian kid to crawl down the wall. And it was just a perfect grunge reference.
When did the Fatal Frame series come out?
That had to be the
Is that a
90s.
90s thing?
Yeah, it's I don't know. That might be early odds.
Had to be.
Is it?
Fatal Frame. No, it's older than that. The first one came out.
Debuted in 2001.
You were right, early odds. 2001.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again, please.
Well, just wait for that decade to roll up.
Say that again, please. Who is correct? Who is right?
Stefan.
Yes.
You want to bring out a hand recorder? Like
Oh, remember this whole thing is being recorded, so we're good.
Oh yeah, okay. So then you can just go back and listen whenever you want.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I now have your ringtone.
Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. I don't want to know if you listen to. Yeah.
Uh-oh, where'd the sound go?
Oh no, I think everyone just stopped talking for a second.
Oh, all right.
One of those rare moments. I was reading a comment from Prozac Man saying that Lucas had to age up. Wait, had the Filoni age up Ahsoka in season 3 of Clone Wars because the animators were getting creepy with the cheesecake shots and close up of her 13-year-old ass or butt. He said, but yeah, that makes sense because animators. There's a good amount of them are creeps. So
okay, though. Okay.
I remember reading.
I would conject. Go ahead.
Go on.
I would conjecture, right, that any art that requires incredibly consistent, sustained effort, animation, especially the older the animation gets, is A, difficult, B, incredibly time consuming, and C, exhausting, right? I guarantee you that a lot of those people are hitching that cart to their libido to pull it forward, right? Like, didn't they say that they went into the house of one of the earliest animators? Let me find this. And even in those early days, like he had a drawer with a false bottom, and in the false bottom, it was all his own sketches of his own characters, as you do when you're a cartoon.
Well, the other thing you would have
So
to
I
do,
would say,
if you're talking to somebody who's an artist and who's gonna
mhm,
be drawing only shit that's rated G constantly,
mhm,
uh, a lot of artists I know are like if you look at Frank Frazetta's stuff and look at the way he painted people, this was a really sexual dude. And imagine
mhm.
you have that going, and the only thing you're drawing is stuff for kids. So yeah, you're gonna probably find some odd sketches from that guy where he's like, I need to let my hair down. Uh, when the original Heavy Metal came out, and I read an interview with in Heavy Metal about the animated movie, and there was sex in the animated movie, and they were saying these guys have been so accustomed to drawing this rated G bunny stuff that they had to actually get them under control when they were going, yeah, you could draw this mature scene, because they couldn't express it at any other time. So maybe instead of hooking your libido to it, it's more you have to really repress as an artist.
Okay.
No, just saying.
Or they're just creeps. I mean, my
No,
answer's a lot simpler.
The dude that did the Rugrats
I
cartoon.
okay.
He got so sick of doing that stuff, he went and made Eon Flux.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. I will say, no one is allowed to criticize animators for being a little bit perverted about cartoons unless they have never had a crush on a cartoon.
I've
I'm
never
looking
had
at
a
you,
crush on a
1980s and 1990s puberty havers.
Oh shit! No, I can't. I can't. I have to retract because Jessica Rabbit was a thing when I was a kid.
Yep.
Yep. See?
Yeah. Oh, because I'm calling them creeps doesn't mean it's it's a slur for me or anything like that. I'm just
Yeah,
pointing
what
out,
the hell?
I'm just calling them creeps.
That's our word.
Yeah, that's our word.
And
Exactly.
the other thing you got to consider about animation is that you're drawing the exact same thing over and over, slightly different. When I was in high school, I actually went to there was a key animation place out in Salt Lake City called ZAM Productions, and I competed in
Mhm.
a high school competition called the Young Masters Competition, and one of the judges there was one of these animators, and he asked if I wanted to come look at the studio and maybe try out. And when I got there, I walked around, I saw all these people drawing the exact same thing. And it's like, no, thank you. I'll pass on that. So, and yeah, some of those dudes, there was a couple guys, I looked at that and I look back now and go, that dude was a sex offender.
Oh my god.
I can look at that guy. That looks like the kind of guy that comes through my.
I was about to say, and you would know from your job, yeah. I should clarify. Carl works at a parole's
What
office.
is your day job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I work the front desk of a probation and parole office. Now, I could tell you fun stories.
Are they actually fun?
Some of them are, yes.
Depends on what your idea of
Well,
fun is.
my sense of humor has grown phenomenally dark since working there. Like we have one guy that, the Southern term is he fell out in our lobby, and it took 8 hits of Narcan to wake him up.
Wow.
And so my nickname for him then on was Narcan Lad. And it was we call the ambulance, the whole deal. I've dialed 911 enough to where it kind of doesn't freak me out. I'm accustomed to it, because a lot of the people sometimes will go to arrest him and they'll feel like they have to have the vapors, because I don't like being arrested. So yeah, we have to, and they think they're going to go to the hospital and they don't realize that you've just pissed our officers off, because now they have to sit around and watch you sit there in the hospital bed, handcuffed to the hospital bed. So
Fun.
we occasionally have unscheduled games of Twister. Yeah.
Yay.
So it's interesting.
So my daughter just walked into the room and she saw what I was drawing and the look on her face. Have you ever seen somebody step on cat puke?
I didn't have a mirror in front of me, but yes, I have stepped in cat puke.
I've been there.
We have 5 cats at the moment. Doesn't even have to be puke.
These goblins are.
I know it's pretty. Keep talking about that.
What, that guy?
Yeah, I
Oh,
just
that's
saw-
the 1990s Godzilla. It was a
Oh.
terrible movie, but I personally think it's hilarious bad. Stefan does not agree. She is a lady and she lays eggs all over New York.
I just want to point out that's not the problem I have with the movie.
Karen? Enjoy your weird whatever.
Guys, we've been told that we should enjoy our weird whatever, so we
We
have
should.
permission.
We should.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we do.
I'm glad Gen Z approves.
I don't know whether she's like last of Gen Z or like first of Gen Alpha. I know that my son is definitely Gen Alpha.
They got to come up with another name. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do that one.
And if
Are
they're
you insecure?
they're
Are you
not
worried that
certainly
they're
going to
gonna
be
tougher than
alpha.
you?
No, they won't. But just to say that they're the beginning generation, unless they are going to totally change the world.
Yeah.
If
Well,
they
I mean,
change
they
the
kinda
if
have to at
they
this
if they
point.
change the world, I will totally retract it and say, hey, you're Gen Alpha. But Alpha's the beginning. Can't call that. It really. I'm going down to splitting hairs on a literal.
So
It's
an alpha
just-
being supposedly dominant.
No, I'm not even going down that part. I'm just going down beginning.
Yeah, that's where I went. Sorry.
Did you know that whole thing about alpha dogs and such was from a super flawed studies of 5 wolves in captivity in one zoo?
Yeah.
That stuff is like it makes me so frustrated when guys treat it like gospel, and it's like it was like refuted literally a year or two after it was published. It's like you might as well be talking about alligators in the sewers.
Oh, can we?
Yeah,
I'd love to talk about alligators in
do.
the sewers.
Right?
Yeah.
because Stefan is a Florida man.
Yeah. Speaking of reptiles covered in shit, let's talk about Godzilla, Matthew Broderick movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it back around.
Okay, so not gonna lie, I'm actually considering watching it tonight because I've been reminded of its existence.
Oh, the thing that
That's on
chats my ass the most about that movie was, besides the ripoff of Jurassic Park with the baby dinosaurs and the door bit and all that, is the lame attempt to, we got to have it breathe fire or some type of breath weapon, so we're gonna have it yell in front of or scream in front of a broken gas line main, and brush that into an open flame, and that causes the fire breath. It was just so like, okay, if obviously you're not working with a Godzilla script, you're working with a ripoff Jurassic Park script, and you just changed it to Godzilla.
Yeah.
But so it's not a
Do
Godzilla.
it or don't,
Yeah,
commit to
exactly.
it.
Commit or don't. Like, like I didn't mind like the design of Godzilla or the storyline of it breeding, that could be fun. I mean, I would love to see New York rampaged by, Godzilla babies. I'm all in. But make them Godzilla babies. Or just make it a kaiju movie. And I'm still all in because I love me some kaiju. But it was just such a weak attempt to, take a script that obviously wasn't a Godzilla script and make it Godzilla.
I think
Okay,
I
I've
blocked
just
most of
remembered a
that
thing I was gonna
movie
bring up
out
earlier.
because I don't even remember most of the stuff that happened in that movie.
You're a lucky man than I am. I'm sorry, Casey, you remember
Okay,
from earlier?
guys, have you heard? Kaiju Big Battle. Have you ever seen this?
Yes.
Japanese wrestling television show, and the
Mhm.
wrestlers all dress up as kaiju,
Mhm.
and they put them on sets. But it's like actual wrestlers genuinely trying to take each other out, but they're in these big goofy costumes. It's so good. It's so good.
Is it airing anywhere? Because I've only seen it on their website.
Um, I remember watching it back in the day, but I mean, on the website you can still watch it.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
was saying
whole
because
lot of it on YouTube.
yeah, because I mean it's oh. Well, I guess my question is: are they bringing it back, or is it just all replays of the old stuff?
I just remembered it exists, and I'm happy that it exists.
Oh, okay, all
And
right.
if I don't watch,
Well, I mean, yeah, I know it
yeah.
it ended around COVID, so I didn't know if it came back or not. Because it's fucking fantastic, and Casey's right. Everyone needs to watch this, like so much over and over. Because I remember there was like a big ass chicken. I mean, it was just there's just so much shit, and the stuff they could do in those costumes was just great.
Okay.
Like the
Here we go.
Family
he
Guy
kinda
chicken?
had me at Japanese game show. So
Oh, sorry, what, Carl? What about
it was a game show, or it was just
No, it was wrestling,
No, it
but
was
people were
just
dressed up like so. They went the luchador, but instead of being luchador, kaiju. So they were wearing like
yeah, like specifically they're parodying professional wrestling and the kaiju films at the same time. It's a New York troupe, but they tour, and they're very popular in Japanese TV.
I used to do it in Boston too. I went to a couple of them.
that's all
Let's
right.
see.
So
Back in
Nathan's asking how we
2011,
feel about
on
Pacific
May
Rim.
4th. Fucking amazing movie.
I'll let you all answer that before I answer.
I didn't think it was great. That's for
No,
sure.
it's just delightful. It doesn't have to be smart. It doesn't need to be smart.
Mhm.
They took the premise and they owned it. Like they committed to the bit. That's committing to the bit is Pacific Rim.
I liked it.
I
Fun
will.
to watch.
Yeah, and here's something you don't say often, or you don't hear often. It's a movie I enjoy. It's not a good movie, but I enjoy the absolute shit out of it because it is giant robots beating up on kaiju and kaiju owning giant robots.
It's a video game.
I could watch that on a loop all day long. I don't have to listen to it because the script is, absolute dog shit. And, it's so full of plot holes that, if they ever close up the gap in the middle of the ocean, the kaiju are just going to come up through the plot holes. That's how big they are. But it's so much fun.
Wait, we have a sword.
Yeah, and everybody making it seems to be having such a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I want one of those rift tables. I want to be able to do those leans and those moves and yeah.
So, Stefan, you haven't brought up that for you and I, the most obvious and interesting bit about that movie. The plot similarities.
I wasn't sure if you're going into it or not, but yeah, that's we don't need to pick at that scab.
Okay.
But if anybody wants to read a really cool comic book, go out and look for Monster Apocalypse. Yeah, you might
a really cool scene where you go way up in the stratosphere.
Yeah. I mean, that could be one of those things, though, that, two people had the same idea. We got giant robots and monsters. What would be the thing you would do?
With something in the water? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, because, honestly, it's like, if anybody realistically writing Superman, they should all, write it as Brightburn. Everybody he fights, he should just go right into the stratosphere and let him loose. Just be done with it. End that fight in 10 seconds. Oh, so Prozac Man knew the original Dr. Cube, Kung Fu Chicken Soup, Goldenrod. And he thinks the guy who stole his camera was Ham Sandwich. So, yeah, Prozac was all in on this.
He's
Oh,
who
and-
introduced me to all that stuff back in
and,
Boston.
and apparently, at first, anyone who could make a costume could be part of it. That would have been cool. Oh shit! It started with students at his school at Massachusetts Art. That's awesome.
Giving everybody a present in the chat here in a second.
We're talking about the Kaiju Big Battle, by the way. I just went back to that. So I'm assuming that's what Prozac Man was referencing.
They think
So,
this is
so
tangentially relevant
is
to the
Stimpy
conversation.
wearing some fake eyelashes?
No, every now and then they would zoom in and they would have like big old hyper realistic eyes with eyelashes going on. And so I'm going to give them like eye bags and the whole situation, but I wanted to have like, because they need to match his nose hair.
Oh,
See?
of course.
Stimpy coordinates, okay? Stimpy pays attention to detail.
Right. So just to let everybody know watching. So the new format for this season is the show is only going to be 2 hours long instead of 3 hours long. Mainly just to keep shit moving and not get into that kind of slow third hour, and that gives the artists more time to actually work and get stuff done. But we will still have the auctions starting up on Monday, running through Wednesday. All that will change, and we may not do it tonight, but we're looking at doing it. Depending on the feel of things, but we'll open up a Zoom meeting for like an after hours tags thing, just for people to hang out and talk to the artists and ask questions. It's just like I said, just kind of hang out in general. But yeah, so just to let you know, we will be ending at 9 in about 10 minutes.
Oh wow!
Yep. So and Carl just proved that he doesn't read my emails.
Really? Oh well. Yeah, I don't read a lot of people's. I should.
Yeah, Rob's saying we're going back to the 2020 quarantine Zoom hangouts. Exactly.
Yeah.
And mainly because I ran out of drinks.
Everybody
so.
remember to get your boosters. There's been another surge.
Yes. We are pro shot on this show for the most part. I think everybody is. They're not. Fuck them. We're pro shot on this. I'm going to promote getting the stab. Especially when you're old like me. You gotta get those boosters.
The news is completely sick of COVID. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, the news is getting totally sick of COVID, so it's not coming up a lot. But if you go to like AP News or Al Jazeera, there's been another spike in cases. There's been another spike in deaths. So a bunch of people's initial shots are wearing off, and we've all gotten overconfident and said, "Oh, well, this is obviously over."
Is it actually in the U.S. now?
So
Yeah.
What they're talking about?
Well, remember we had the super spreader, otherwise known as San
Yeah.
Diego Comic Con.
We're talking about U.S. numbers.
Wonderful.
And now I was cool with you having your message. But I want to go back to the whole you agreeing way too quickly on when I said being old like me. So we're gonna have words later. So actually, Casey, I got you up on screen and we're getting close to the end. So people that are watching, new or not, may have forgot, where can people find you online?
You can always search for the phrase Casey Wilson Art. I don't post as much as I should. But if you prod me, I will probably post something.
All right, so her social media is interactive, is what she's trying to say. So
yeah, like
sure.
to me, I miss you. I'm so alone.
Yes, Wisconsin's such a area of solitude. Prozac Man jumped in. His sister's immunology. She says the boosters are only good for 6 months at most. Exactly. It's like get that booster every 6 months. Thomas,
Yo.
I know where to find you, but say
Yeah, you do.
it's not me. Where can everyone find Thomas?
Well, if you're not Stefan, you can find me on Instagram at Curiosities by Thomas, and the same on Facebook, and curiositiesbythomas.com is my website. So
Yeah,
I'm there.
And maybe you can be one of the lucky ones that can actually get work from him on Etsy. Unless Etsy shuts him down again, because
Maybe.
Damn.
yeah. Oh shit! His shit's good. Get it. I've got like actually I don't have it at the moment because everything's in storage because I just did my office, but I will be putting up the Thomas shelf next week. So
Oh, shucks.
yeah, gosh darn it. And I was just gonna say Diesel and Razor Ramon are finally making the shelf, so I'm gonna
Nice.
unbox them. Yeah. All right, Carl, what's up with you, man? Where can people find you?
Well, I'm not on Facebook because I have opinions. Yeah, I say things and people get upset with me. So I'm on Instagram,
For now.
and foolish enough to put my name on Twitter, X, Elon, what the hell he wants to call it.
Just call it Twitter. Let's all make a pledge
I'm
to
never
not
calling. Yeah,
never call it
Twit.
fucking
Well, he keeps
X.
trying to
It's
name
so
things
dumb.
X, even his kid.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I get so annoyed when I hear people do the whole, as posted on X, what is formerly known as Twitter. Just fucking call it Twitter. If you're gonna tag it,
The artist formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, just all right, my rant's over. Yes, so since you guys are worse at social media than I am, apparently, just let everybody know I am putting their Instagram tags on screen since they're not actually saying where their Instagram is. So if you are looking for artists on Instagram, follow them,
You're so
like their
sweet.
shit. It's good stuff. And
We're good stuff.
again,
Yeah, that's my main.
Ooh. He needs like a weird outie belly button. That's what he needs. He needs like a weird ass belly button. There.
And
Sorry.
Pearson.
Genius struck me and I couldn't. The belly button? Do people pierce outies?
that just sounds painful as fuck. But yes,
Yeah, that's gross.
I'm betting there's money that that shit's being done.
I know what I'm Googling up as soon as we get off.
Put a ring through it like an ox nose.
Oh.
Stefan like curses all of our search histories.
Oh, no, that would be hypocritical of me. You should see my search histories. Oh.
I'm not saying anything.
Smart.
Yeah, I'm going to pause right here where I got the tick almost done. So.
Sure.
And later I'll work on what's her name. We'll toss some interesting background in here.
Ooh. Should I give them like realistic lips?
I'd be more upset if you didn't.
That's so gross. I'm totally doing it.
Well, Del, I owe you an apology because I was trying to
don't
get a
want,
lower third for you so people could see it, but I will put it in the notes for everybody. But if you want to tell everybody where they can find
No
you,
problem. I just Facebook. So just Instagram at Delion. Yes. I have to spell it out.
no, I'm going to put it in the notes. I'll put it in the notes for everybody. So
Okay. I forgot how to spell it.
that is THEDLLIONE.
Yes. I was like T. Turn it.
I'm really glad you joined the group.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Fun. I know I didn't say as much. So,
We'll get you there. Don't worry.
I'm pretty sure it's the yeah, and also, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the only reason Stefan tolerates me is that, anytime people are getting quiet, he can just prod me and I go like the Energizer Bunny, except I don't shut up.
That's right. Drop the quarter in Casey, and I know I can walk away for a bit.
They can't all be good jokes. Yeah,
Sort of like
exactly.
when the DJ needs to use the bathroom, so he puts on Led Zeppelin,
Mm-hmm.
Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah. Rob's
Yeah.
at KC. Are you going to Granite next week?
I wanted to. I had a booth and I can't. I don't talk about it because I don't want to be a downer, but I've been having some health issues as well, and I am not fit to go this year. But I've asked them to roll over my registration to next year. I am super disappointed. I am so disappointed. I'm trying not to let it discourage me or frustrate me because I miss, all the cool people, and I love conventions, and I'm not going to get to see my sister, but it's okay. It's okay. There will be more Granite States. And next year is the 40th, right? So
Yes, it
next year's
is.
going to be a big year. So if I have to miss one, better this year than next year, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not making it this year, but I am going next year to the snafu that caused Tags not to be the live event sponsor. So next year we're going to do it. So you have to make sure you're there. That way we can do the tags from the show and have all the tags artists on it.
Awesome.
Would love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is 9:00, and
Tell?
we are going to call it for the night. Thank everybody for being here, both this side and that side of the camera. We will see everybody next week. So Nathan will be hosting next week. It will be Batman in the Universe, and I forget everybody on it. I know MPB is going to be on it, and Richard Pace is going to be on it, but I forget the other two, so I'm just going to be an asshole and not mention them. But I will post it up on the Facebook and the Gram where everybody can see. We'll be there. And Monday, we'll have these pieces up for auction. And as soon as Thomas is done with the model, I'm sure we will have it up for sale as well. So,
Sir.
yeah. All right. Well, everyone have a wonderful night, a great weekend. Get your boosters, and we'll see everybody in a week.
Everybody
Thanks,
take care,
guys.
man.
Have a great day.